La 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 na 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 na. Ah, hey, hey. Na 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 na. Hey. Oh, this it might be the most successful video I've ever made. YouTube doesn't let me upload videos very much. It's gotten worse over time, and to tell the truth, it seems to get worse. The better I get at what I do, the harder it is to upload videos. It's really interesting. So I'm just going to read from my blog, okay, today. This is Wednesday, December 29th, 2021 in the calendar. The blog is called cosmicheaven.blogspot.com. That would mean if you went to my blog, you clicked on the year 2021, December 25th, you'd find a blog entry called What Movies and TV and Media Are Really About. Key water cooler. Q water cooler. Wait. Q burp. No doubt, it is very difficult to want to put all of the world's problems into a single frame. But here it is. All movies, listen to me now, okay? Crazy YouTuber, my hair, I've just got off my mother's couch. Crazy dude, right? But I bet you're a person with a heart and a mind that you just want the fucking truth. If somebody had, you were starving and there was a bunch of food on the table and there was some ugly bit of food that had the highest range and number of grams of pure unadulterated protein and the full spectrum that your body needed after a 20-mile run, you would fucking go for that shit. You'd wrap up, you'd take off its wrapping paper, which was ugly like me, and then you would get the essence that lay inside of it because you're strong and you're a powerful person and you want your family to be strong and there's no fucking about it. And if you can just sit there and listen to a sincere human being who's not a professional actor, which you'll be able to tell because real human beings look stupid when they're talking because they're not professionals. I don't spend my life pretending to be someone. My body language, therefore, looks less real than that of a professional actor because you don't even know what humans act like anymore. Okay, I'm sitting in front of a fucking computer and I've got time-sensitive information here. My mom's going to come back with the dog in a few minutes. All right. No doubt, it is very difficult to want to put all the world's problems into a single frame, but here it is. All movies, get ready for it now, TV shows, streaming shows, networks, and social media complexes and personalities and their affiliates are all owned by the same family. They are the same family. Through all media, everything from ads to movies that captures your mind at all, there is something which this family does not want anyone to know. And essentially, it's always there because the truth will out. Since they know that the human subconscious is such an incredible judge, it is the God before God, they have to put lots of subconscious things shoved into every ad and every show so that your subconscious has so much work to do. You never bother to consult your subconscious, which you also need to do, and figure out what it's really picking up. Okay? Normally you'd be in the woods or something, you could pick up signals and messages and wind and I've met people who grew up in nature and could travel from lower Canada to the Yukon and say, hey, I'll meet you in the Yukon somewhere and meet their best buddy. Because we have that in our subconscious, you see? I'll go meet you in Uruguay somewhere, right? That's what humans are capable of. Okay, so they shove tons of stuff into media that's not about meeting your friend in Uruguay. It's about numbers, like the number 2 appears in a lot, which means murder, essentially, that all relationships are based on murder in the occult. And the number 10, which means God. I watched a movie with the number 10 appearing several times. You add up all numbers and stuff, and you'll find that certain numbers appear consistently in any movie or TV show that you watch. And that's subconscious. Your mind reads that. Even if it's like a phone number, your mind reads the totality of that number. Your mind is very quick. The reasons that alphanumerics and Kabbah work is because our mind does Kabbah. You understand? Our mind does Kabbah. Our mind is the Kabbah. Okay? Through all media, everything from ads to movies, that captures your mind at all, there is something which this family does not want anyone to know, and that is that everything is more than even the most careful TV and film professor would ever bother to look for. It is all part of one supreme religious cult, or occult language, and that all actors and actresses are royal mimics trained in dozens, if not hundreds, of languages and local dialects. That's how they rule. That is the law. Their language is the law. But this range of skill is nothing compared to their control of their physical body language, and facial muscles, that's interesting, muscles, right? Muscles, in the articulation, to articulate, cule means under the skin, to articulate, in the articulation of highly persuasive characters. Okay, the word character, if you look at the words around the theater, you'll find lots of words for death. Char, ak, or ka means death, and tur or tor is torture and death. So character is actually 3 different sounds for death. Okay, the stage is a place of human sacrifice. You slay the audience, right? You capture, you hold them captive, right? Characters and languages of human emotion in varying subtlety, they are all liars. They're all professional psychopaths, right? Professional psychopaths. Right? They're doing their job. For all their skill, they're keeping dominion. You can look at the world every day. In every way that you pick up the world, this family is holding and keeping its dominion, from the local church to the local rotary to your language. The way people even behave in public has all been groomed and controlled. They put you into schools which trap you like animals and make you think, oh, look, we're free. We've got free schooling, public education. Their children don't go to schools. They don't live like trapped animals. They may be trapped in their way, but they're taught in such a way that their brain is maximized in its capacity to learn how to do what they do to control the world, in which they're extremely knowledgeable. They rule what they roam. They know how to speak the language in all of their countries. Okay? For all their skill, which is a military grade capacity in terms of all known military objectives in history, they do not want anyone to know just how skilled mimics they really are. So they put the acting mecca of Hollywood right in front of you, and they all use multiple aliases. Film is their easiest job. When an actor gets an Oscar, that's the easiest thing they ever did. Okay, there's so much more acting going on there. The truth about who rules the world, actors or royal actors, is that you will never ever see who they really are in public, no matter how close you think you are getting through any media platform. Heads of corporations, states, tyrants, sitcom stars, etc., all actors. Adolf Hitler is Andy Williams, who is Bing Crosby, and many more. Bing Crosby would go to Germany during World War II, and he would learn his speeches, and he would play also Adolf Hitler. He's dreaming of a white Christmas, right? And the plans that we've laid, right, sitting by the fire, the plans that we've laid. To the average educated upper middle class man, every media, every song always has other messages. It has to be stuffed with something to cram into your subconscious, right? They don't just write a song and see what happens. Like you wrote a play when you were, 12, and it had all. You ever notice that when you were young, if you wrote a book or a sonnet or a play, it had all these messages inside of it that they spoke to you? You ever created something and look back on it, especially let's say it's words or something, and you look back at years later, or a journal entry, and you're like, wow, it's amazing how smart I was? Because your subconscious is crammed with all kinds of knowledge. As soon as you start accessing creative centers or other parts of your brain, your voice, the voice activates lots of the brain and subconscious, everything you felt or heard in your life. It's like, oh, my mommy touched me. And, all things kind of come out. So when they make songs and music in the media, they have to stuff it with something that makes it look like a superhuman level of subconscious information being shoved into you. Okay. For royal actors, and this is Kabbalah. This is Kabbalah. It's not Jewish. It's just how to fool the brain into thinking it's getting something supremely human, and it's filled with messages. So that's why you can break down all media, all movies, and find hidden messages everywhere, because it's just that's the basis of all media is the hidden messages, and then the plot is built up on top of that. Okay, a plot is also a place where you die. Okay, again, the theater is a staging area for the languages of human sacrifice in every culture in the world, right? So to the average educated upper middle class man or woman, earning a few master's degrees or better would be most commendable. You're like, wow, amazing. But for royal actors, this is child's play. Language is their domain. It means torture to us, but is the measure of their dominion. All English is tortured English. So for every seemingly natural language on earth, they have created or perverted them all. Pervert means through what is green. Green is actually the sexual and digestive region of the human body. You see leaves in Canada, like there'll be yellow or green and yellow. And together they make orange, which is the crown chakra. So what is best is what is green. What is new in you, what's going to live through anything is as the fundamental essence of life, which is yellow, becomes green, becomes new flesh. It's like, what is becoming new flesh? If the word is made flesh, what is becoming new flesh most in the world is what is green. It's grass, it's leaves, right? It's becoming green. And everything green, you'll notice, has a yellow aura because it comes from the root chakra of the earth, which is yellow, which is also the aura of the earth. And the sun is only 40 miles above the earth, right? Every December 21st, in most inhabited places in the Northern Hemisphere, you'll notice Sirius and Orion rising with the sun when the sun enters a station where it's seemingly stationary for 3 days. That's because there's a turning of the spheres in which that particular momentum or dynamo of creation seems as though still and transfers its momentum to a birth process. It's like a mother giving her energy to the birth of a new year. You understand? So there's actually a transfer of torque from the rotation of the spheres on December 21st. The sun is stationary for 3 days. Very sacred. I'm not going to go into it. Green is the sexual and digestive region of the human body. The first root is yellow, like the aura. I'm going to skip through that. A Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds is a world god, not LSD. Today, humans spend more time being stimulated and simulated by electronic dramas and memes than by each other. A meme is a term coined by an American intellectual in the last century. What it means, or memes, is that a meme is the most popular or useful way of signaling knowledge, and yet the furthest thing from the truth is possible, that even disrupts the ability to think any more deeply than the meme suggests. It is essential truth by the mob. Like a myth, it could be a total lie, or it could be the essence of all human salvation, but you would not be able to discriminate, and nobody cares anyway. The children are all controlled, and that's it.